everyone. And I want to say that I am really happy and I'm really proud and truly honored to be here in front of you. And thank you very much for coming. Today I would like to speak about why it's important and how we can unleash our superpower and show to others and, of course, to ourselves that we actually do much more than others think of us. So let me start today with the introduction. So I'm senior software engineer at EPAM Systems. We are a leading IT company with more than 59 employees all over the world, more than 50 countries. And here in Spain, we are more than 1,500 of really great professionals. So I actually came to IT from supply chain management. I was studying for logistics, and I've been working in there for like 5 years. And then I decided to switch to IT. It wasn't easy, but yeah, it worth it a lot. And now I am actually really happy to combine both areas of my expertise because I work for Data Lake project for logistic company. Also, after my work is done, I switched to wine and enthusiast, sorry, wine geek. So if you want to talk not only about the data, but about wine, you know where to find me. Also, I have a dog. I have a golden retriever, and sometimes I take him for a run. He doesn't like that at all, but no one said life is easy. And if you can relate to this, I think I have something for you to make your life easier. So my speech today will consist of 5 parts. So first I will introduce you the topic. Then I'll share my experience and what did I face with during one of my latest projects. I'll tell you what's the point of it. Of course, I'll give some practical examples like where to start with bringing up your work up to the light. And then, of course, I'll be really happy to answer your questions. So let me start with a series of some simple questions. And the first one would be, how often do you present your work? I mean, like to your colleagues, to your stakeholders, to project managers, maybe to your friends, maybe to your family during dinner. So if you could raise a hand, who actually present their work in everyday life? Okay, you see a lot, thank you very much. Then one more important question. Do you present it like you made some kind of magic, that you waved the magic wand, maybe once or maybe several times per sprint or maybe several times per several sprints, and voila, here is the ready-made and astonishing product. And, sorry? But the thing is that the next question would be, how often do you present your real work? And to your colleagues, to your stakeholders, to your friends and family. And here I would say like a real one, and by real one I mean of course like moaning and crying on the manager's shoulders that how difficult the life of the developer is, but just showing what you've gone through during your work, during achieving your success, and during finding a beautiful and sexy solution for the task. Maybe you had to study, I don't know, maybe you searched 2,000 searches in Google, or maybe you went through, I don't know, hundreds of pages in the internet, or maybe you learned new programming language, or maybe you learned new tool. Do you really share that? And what if I tell you that it's actually a must, that you have to do that, and you have to do that every day? So let me share my real-life example. Actually, what I did during one of my latest projects I've been working for. So I was a Tableau developer on the project, and our product that we were developing with the amazing team at EPAM was to create a data platform and a Tableau dashboard for the huge financial enterprise. And that dashboard should have shown some of the key figures for the company, so they will simply get like how their business is doing. So my part, as everyone thought, and me of course at the beginning, was just to create a Tableau dashboard and of course make it available on the server for the users. But then when I started to think about it, and that was a greenfield development project, so we didn't have anything at the time, we just started from scratch. So I started to think like, okay, so first of all, we need to develop a data platform, and then based on this data, of course, I should have a ready-made dashboard. So my job would be like at the last of the project. I was so wrong. I started to put a list of the actions and tasks that I have to do in order to make a nice working dashboard. So first of all, I had to get familiar with the client business and business domain and the KPIs. And as I mentioned before, it was a financial enterprise, really huge. I can't say that I have like zero financial knowledge, but it's not like my major part, it's not my favorite part at all. I decided like in the childhood that nothing connected to money or finance will be my job. So it was not like a piece of cake for me. So I had to invest some time in that. Then I had to participate in a requirements gathering session with business analysts from our team. And the reason for that was because the client, like Tableau Desktop was a new tool for the client. So we wanted to work with expectations of the client from the very start. Then, of course, I had to ensure a nice user experience, user design, like interface with nice, colorful buttons that are clickable, which would be according to the design guidelines from the company that, of course, were very strict. Yeah, as I told, I had to make it available on the server with the right user accesses and with the ready-made row-level security over there. Of course, I had to ensure sufficient performance. You may be faced with the case when client comes and tells like, okay, very nice dashboard, but it takes like years to load. Can you make it faster, please? I don't like my time is precious. Please do something so it will load fast. And of course, I wanted to work according to CI/CD principles. So I wanted to make it like automated, published to the server by the code. And I wanted to try to use version control system. And if you ever worked with either Tableau or Power BI or Qlik, you know that those tools like don't really get well with Git, but still it was a safe option. If server crashes, we still have some working solution available not only on my local machine. So that was really important. And after I got this list, I was thinking like, okay, so actually my work doesn't start at the end of the project when the data is ready. I actually have to be ready to work on that like from the very beginning. And I decided to talk about that with the team. Of course, not with the client, but I decided to share with the team that, guys, I actually have to learn basics of Figma. It's a design tool. And just to make sure that I know how to build a proper mockup and prototype, because we are still working on the requirements from the client. And yeah, again, I had at that time zero design knowledge. I know how to make stuff like looking nice, but not in Figma. Then I had to study again that financial stuff for some time. I had to participate with business analysts on the workshops, and it actually required some time and effort from my side also. I had to create a dummy data for the prototype, so after the mockups were accepted by the client, we were ready to create a prototype, so actually client, can just go over the dashboard, click some buttons, have some interaction with the project, with the product. So I had to have like at least some dummy data for the prototype. I had to write a Python script for publishing of the dashboard to the server through API, and that was actually a new thing for me also. I had some experience before with Python, but not with API. So, of course, some time, investment of the time, and some really interesting tasks. Then I had to somehow try to make Git and Tableau Desktop friends. So I had to understand like what could be really pushed into the Git, into version control system. Of course, as I told before, I had to ensure server administration was fully covered with all of the right accesses, right user groups, right row-level security. And last but not least, I wanted to develop a dashboard and the code first time right. Of course, not like 100% perfect. I don't think that's even possible. But at least to decrease technical debt, I really think that you should make like things first time right in order to not invest like bunch of your time after you go into testing or to production. So like invest more time in the beginning, you know, like just to spend less time in the future. And while I was thinking like, okay, I have this bunch of tasks, and I told to the team that, okay, I have to do all of that. That made me think that somehow, and I don't know really why, but we are always taught that by presenting our work, we always have to show the result. Like, okay, look how cool I am, I made this, and this works, enjoy. But we never really share the process and all those struggle we are going, all those like ways we achieved the goal, and we don't really share like, guys, like I had to learn Python. By the way, I learned it, and I don't know why. And I think that's a mistake. I think that we should start doing that like from the very today. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it's important actually to tell to your colleagues and stakeholders that you prevented the fire and you prevented probably like the biggest, I don't know, problem in the project, the biggest bug in your product. So yes, the benefits of bringing your work up to the light. First, you receive recognition, eternal glory, but not only you, but also the company you work for. Because of course, it's highly appreciated when for the project, like the most suitable and efficient solution was chosen to work with. And after like when your work is appreciated and when you feel that you are valued and you feel that you actually made some great stuff, it can actually help to prevent the burnout and imposter syndrome that I think that like majority of us face with every day, at least me, like yeah, it's my daily story. So I think that can actually help. Then, of course, the estimation of the task is transparent. When you share what are you going to do exactly, and you share with your team that, okay, guys, I have to think about it, I have to investigate, I have to learn something, like I don't have any design skills or something. So you explain that, and then your team members understand why do you need this exact story point to work with this task that could actually seem to be very easy. Of course, you'll have adequate capacity sprint planning because you will not have overwhelming amount of tasks on yourself. And then, of course, you can by sharing it with the client, you can also work with their expectations. That's also really important. Of course, product value is increased, and that's due to like low to zero technical debt. Of course, the product is valued more. And last but not least, but your team members will learn from you. You know, like sharing is caring. And while talking about the ways you achieved the goal, you found the solution and you made the task, actually your colleagues can learn new ways to do stuff. So I hope I got your attention now, and I raised this importance. So I would like to share some notes, like where to start. It's okay. We're going to share some cool stuff about ourselves, when and how to do that, because I don't think that like coming I don't know, on Monday to the client and tells like, guys, you know how cool I am? I learned Python. So I don't think that it's a nice solution to that. So I would start with a team demo. If you don't have in your team this like ceremony, I would call that, you can talk to your Scrum Master or to your project manager and ask like, okay, hello, I want to share with others what's going on and how did I solve the tasks. And I want to share my opinion to others' job. So I would like to have a team demo. Then, of course, if you don't have it or you won't have it, at least have a peer review inside like developers or inside manager teams, just to give and to ask for feedback for the way of working that you decided to use. Of course, during sprint planning, you should always step up and say like, okay, guys, I will not, like, for example, make this task for one story point. It actually requires me to go through some tools and to choose the right one for this project. So please give me some time more and like plus 20% if I mess this up. Yeah, you should never like keep it inside and tell like, okay, I'll do that as fast as I can, because yeah, that could lead like, of course, to the decreasing value of the product and to your burnout. Again, that's very, very important. Of course, during daily stand-up, balanced, but still you should talk about what are you doing, what are you going through right now in the matter of job, in the matter of tools that you are using. And yeah, don't be shy to tell that, okay, I require more time to do that job, and don't actually underestimate praising of yourself. And again, do that like with balance, but still, even it's like a small step for humanity, but it is really huge step for you. Just step out and tell about it. I once did that. It was quite awkward. It was unexpected by the team, but I was just so proud of myself. And actually, the team supported me, and I got huge like energy outcome from that. So yeah, actually that's it from my side. I'm very thankful to you for being here, and if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.